Hello again, everyone. This morning I have just cut out a whole bunch of die cuts and I'm going to make some Christmas cards. I've got so much by way of resources for things that I don't tend to use, so I've dug out some that I really want to use. This I've had for a very long time. This one I've had quite a while. Can't remember where all of them come from. I know this is Simon Says Stamp. This moose I think was Frantic Stamper. The joy here is Penny Black. That is Stamplerations. This is Poppy Stamps. Can't remember that. The Angel I think is Alexander Renker. So I'm just going to go and see what I can do. And I thought I would try and do things like using the bit that's come out of the joy there as a backdrop for this one, and using the bit that's come out of the archway there as a backdrop for this one, just, you know, quickly to try and get things done. So let's start with this gnome. He's from Simon Says Stamp, and he's got a backdrop, and he's got a body and a beard and a nose. So let us just do this. I'm going to put a little bit of shading onto his beard. Then I'm just going to colour the body and the nose, and there we kind of be it, really. Right, just a little bit of shading there. I will just blend it in with a blending brush. I always tend to do these looking like Father Christmas, really, but I'm going to do green today, I decided. So he's going to have a green hat and a green, he's going to match. He's going to be, you know, kind of cool. I think this is the paler one. It's hard to tell from the end of these pens, isn't it, really? By the way, the saga of the sticky mat for colouring on goes on. I tried all sorts. Somebody said WD-40, and oh, this is the darker one. WD-40, tried that, didn't work. Hand sanitizer didn't work. Do you know, I find this extraordinary. I thought this was the darker one, and when you come to use them, I suppose they come out a bit quickly. I'll just put a bit more shading on this one. There. Now these little things might fall out, but I'm just going to do it. If you wanted to, you could. I might even do that actually. Pop them out and do black behind. Quite a good way of doing it. Isn't that funny? Look how light that looks now. The other end is much deeper. I keep these pens all horizontal, so say, but there's a bit of a rake on the shelf, so the ink must gravitate to one end or the other. Somebody was informing me I should keep them horizontal. Well, I do, but you know, they're not absolutely level. Right, his nose is going to be red. I do know the difference between these two colours. Okay. Let's poke these out. There's glue on this spike, that's why it's getting stuck. I need to clean them. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that gets it. Oh, that's fine. So we'll stick these on. Here's my glue. There we are. So there virtually is one card done. I thought I might put a Noel or something underneath, but a bit of foam tape round there. Right, get rid of all those little bits. I will give this a wipe. Okay. And the next one here, we've got a moose. And I think I'm going to keep his eyes in because I've not got 2 layers. And this backdrop is not white, so let's just put a piece of tape to keep his eyes in. Funny thing, you know, I've spoken to you before about the lady who invented the cut-off pastry brush for adding glue to the back of stuff. Well, she lives near to me and I didn't know. She was at the workshop at the weekend in Portsmouth, and I think I said to you that I bought something from the swap shop, and she said she's the one who took it. I find that quite extraordinary. Such good fun. Now, this little chap has got, I'm going to give him black boots. I'm going to give him slightly lighter antlers. I think I might have to put a white dot there. I think I've lost the whiteness thereof. Give him his black boots. Now slightly lighter antlers. Now he has a heart that he can dangle from his hand, I presume, like that. He's got a scarf and he's got a jumper. I think we'll give him a green jumper. Is this the dark one or the light dark one? And we will give him a red and white scarf and a red heart, I think. So let's just... We'll give him a silver cord. There's a silver cord. And I was thinking a red and white striped scarf. I don't know if I'll... It's the wrong one. Let's use the lighter one. I should have done this first, the shading. I don't like it. I'm going to do it all red. I started to put the grey on as shading. Of course, it smudges the red. Let's just put some darker on this. Right, I just need some bleed-proof white for his eyes. There we go. And when that's dry, I'll be able to put a black dot on. Let's just stick him together, shall we? Bit of glue in here. Bit of glue on here. And then there's just his heart. needs a bit of holding until the glue's absolutely set. Isn't he lovely? I think he's fab. And he's going to go on there. Kind of dramatic, isn't it? It won't be on the back of the card, fortunately. I will put the dots on his eyes and mount him. You'll see all these cards at the end of the video. Right, next one. That's 2. We're not taking terribly long. And this one is, let's turn that over, just the word joy. And I've cut 2 of the basic letters just to stack them and make them a little bit more prominent. And then just 1 of the little top layer. So the first thing to do is to join the 2 sets of letters together. So what I think I will do, pop out these little bits. I'll colour these gold and that well, one of the colours I've got out, red or green, and just join them together really quickly. Right, these can be green. These are going to be gold. Next is a little glue, and then we can stick them onto the bottom of these letters. I'll just stick these on. May just have to touch up the gold just a little bit. Turning them over to put glue on has knocked some of the gold off, so I won't be able to stick it down onto there probably until it's dried properly. I will just touch these up a little bit. I could have cut them from gold directly, couldn't I, really? I may put that onto a little, I think rather than this size, I'll put it onto a smaller one. But there's another one. I thought I would do like I did before with this particular die. Cut the body to give it extra dimension, and cut off the hair and add those separately so that they just give a bit more, you know, vitality, shall we say, to it. Okay. So we've got hair and wings I want to have, and hands. Where are the hands? Here they are. Hair, hands and wings. Silver. To go with the shading here. See, this one's coming out much more readily, isn't it, than the gold. So let's, or what I thought I would do, actually, I don't need these hands, is just emboss this one with a snow embossing folder, just to give a bit of texture behind. Okay, there's a bit of snow. I thought that could go behind this, into there. Can't get it straight, but you get the idea. That goes in there. Now, we'll pop the extra body onto the front of here. Just for a bit of added dimension. and put the actually I'll put the glue onto this bit. The hands and the wings will go behind like that, and that will go on there, and that will go on there, and I will glue it all down. And the last one is just another moose, so I think we'll colour him similarly to the other one. Let me get another piece of silicone just to do the colouring on. Just lighten up with the middle colour. I think actually I'll poke out these eyes because it's going on white. I can do do it onto the level beneath. There we go. I thought he could just go onto this bit that came out of the gnomes one. Bring him to life. What I thought I would do with this one would be just to put a little artificial snow at the bottom here. It's going to go on there. Really, really, really clean and simple. But I'm going to try a little bit of snow. And what I've done here, not that one, this one, I have got some of my homemade embossing paste, to which I have added some glass beads. Had these in the cupboard for years and years and years. Never knew what to do, so I've just tried mixing it with a little bit of embossing paste, and I'm just going to add it round the bottom here. I can't use that knife. I'm looking for a tiny one. I'll use my favourite. That will have to just be left to dry. Just wondering about something in the sky just there. I'm going to let it snow at the bottom, and I think I will just stencil through there some snowflakes with my embossing paste, my thick, gritty embossing paste. Well, it's now the next day, and I had to stop what I was doing. There was somebody at the door, and I didn't get round to kind of finishing. So what I've done is I've just stuck all those elements that you saw me making onto cards. So I'll just show you the finished products. So this is the one with the poppy stamps Joy. I was thinking that I would put it on a large panel like this. Then I thought, no, I'll put it on a smaller one like this. And then I thought, well, you know, if I used a smaller one still like that, I could get it out of one of my offcuts from making square cards. So that's why that one is like that. And this is one of the Craft Addiction UK scallop square, or rectangles, should I say. There's squares, rectangles and circles. And I think that is just fine. Now, here's the old gnome. I did fancy having a sentiment that had a shadow which would echo the shadow of him. But Merry Christmas of this was too long. So I thought Merry is fine. It either suggests Merry Christmas or it may be this the state of the gnome feeling a little merry, who knows. So that's that one. And I just popped this front panel onto foam tape, give it a bit of dimension. There's some behind him as well. Here's the joy. I used an insert just with a few snowflakes embossed on and popped that on the top of that. Easy peasy. A bit of that card left over for a Noel for that. This, of course, is the centre of the joy there. Just popped him onto that. And here's the moose. I decided he wanted a bit more twinkle. He looked a bit, sad. So he's got his snow there, and I've just added some ultrafine glitter. What I did do also was cut the next size of arched die and just put some of the glitter onto that. A few snowflakes, glitter on everything. So there we are. There was our 5 fairly quick, but very different cards. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm in the middle of a project at the moment. I've been covering a wooden box, and decorating it to put some of my cards in for Cleo's other granny for Christmas. So that is kind of what I was preoccupied with yesterday. But I hope you like these cards. They're a bit of fun. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the thumbs up. And come back and see me soon.